One of the main reasons you want to get into gacha games early is when they first release, there's often lots of issues, and if the developers are good, they're going to give you rewards for having dealt with those issues. And the Wuthering Waves devs are giving us lots of great rewards for dealing with the initial launch issues. Now, if you have been unlucky and haven't gotten one of the 5-star characters that you want so far, on May 26th, we're going to be getting a free 5-star character voucher. Now, this 5-star character voucher can be used to get any of the base characters, so I would recommend either getting Calcharo or Verena. Verena is absolutely amazing, especially if you're lacking a good support character. Verena can really carry you. I was lucky enough to get her on a random poll I did the other day with the 10 free things that we got from the last maintenance that happened. So if you haven't gotten Verena or Calcharo yet, that's probably what I would use that free voucher for, but it is completely up to you. But you can pick from any one of these 5 characters. Now, this 5-star character voucher should be available on May 26th at 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, if I have my time conversion right here, which I think I do. Now, in addition to this, we're also going to be getting 10 Radiant Tides, and these will be delivered to your account on May 25th at 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time as well. Now, if you don't know what a Radiant Tide is, these are the golden tides that you can use for the event banners. So if you already got Gion, you could save these Radiant Tides for the next event banner if you want, or you can try to use them to get your Gion or get more of them to be able to level them up as well. So thankfully the developers are listening to feedback and compensating us well for the issues that we've had to deal with so far. Now, another nice thing is if you are sick of dealing with the story in Wuthering Waves as well, they are going to be allowing us to skip any of these story scenes, which is a really nice addition to the game. So it is great to see that they are listening to the player base and adding the things that we are requesting. But I know I'm definitely not the only one here that is probably sick of dealing with the extremely long dialogue in the story, so having the ability to skip that is going to be very nice. Now, there's a few things that I want to cover to make sure that you don't mess up within your first week of playing this game, so that way you don't start falling behind. It's not anything too complicated, but I think it's really good to point out, especially now that we are going to be getting a free 5-star character. There's some things that you're going to want to keep in mind. Now, you're going to need to be ascending your characters, obviously, but one of the things that you can do upon hitting Soul Phase 3, which is rank 3 in the game, so that's once you get to Union level 20, you gain the ability to actually start leveling up these different abilities. And one of the things that you can acquire upon hitting this rank is a passive ability. Each character has one of these. Like this one for Calcharo increases our damage bonus by 10% for 15 seconds. Some of these can be incredibly powerful and you really do not want to miss out on them. Now you'll notice for each of my characters right now, I require all the same item, which is this Monument Bell. The rest of these items we can actually purchase in the shop in town. I'll go over that here in just a second. But the important thing about these Monument Bells is there are certain bosses around the map that you can only fight 3 times. So I have 3 collection attempts here for the Bellborn Geoshalone, which drops the Monument Bell that I need. You can also get this standard weapon mold, which you can use for manufacturing weapons, so that's pretty good as well. But you're gonna see it takes 60 wave plates to be able to do a collection attempt. And you can only collect from these 3 times a week. So if you forget to do these bosses and you don't have enough wave plates, then you could technically be like a week behind if you're not keeping on top of this. Now the wave plates here, they're pretty slow to regenerate. You get 10 of these an hour. It takes a full 24 hours to get back to 240. So between using your wave plates to be able to collect items for ascending your characters, you're definitely going to want to pay attention to making sure you take down these specific bosses that are going to drop these materials for you to be able to upgrade your character even further. Now you could consume Asterite to be able to regenerate some of this as well, and you can also consume your crystal solvents. Now I've done a lot of farming and I've used up a lot of my crystal solvents already. I do not recommend using your crystal solvents. Do not recommend right at the beginning of the game using your crystal solvents on like simulation training or weapon upgrading or anything like that. I would make sure to use your crystal solvents and your wave plates specifically on making sure you can ascend your first 3 characters and focus on just 3 characters to start off with, and then focusing on the different bosses that drop these items that you can only fight 3 times a week. So we have this trolling stream down here. We've got this Impermanence Heron up here, which is going to be dropping the gold dissolving feathers. There's the Chaotic Juncture Ember, which is going to be dropping your Unending Destructions. Now, sometimes you can get super lucky. I actually got 2 of these Monument Bells from my first kill, which was absolutely amazing. Now, you'll notice you need a lot of these different residues and different upgrade materials. And when you go to look where you can acquire them, you can see like the Forgery Challenge. And you might be tempted to consume your wave plates. I wouldn't recommend doing these until after you have ascended 2 or 3 of your characters and gotten your weekly clears of the bosses out of the way. Then you can use your wave plates on these if you so desire, but you can actually buy these from a shop. You don't actually need to consume your wave plates for them. You can actually pick them up here from the souvenir shop. To purchase them from here, you will be using your wood textured shards, but depending on how much farming you've done, you should have quite a few of these. The only downside to this is there are a limited number available, but it should be able to get you quite a few to get you a boost without having to consume your wave plates. Each character's base item is available here, and there is 20 of each of them, which will then allow you to start quickly upgrading a lot of these skills. Now, leveling up these skills is pretty important. You can see here, this is the base damage that your character can do, and each level of this is going to allow you to increase so each level you can invest into these is incredibly important. Now, if you don't know where the gift shop is, it is here in Jinzhou. You can get there from the Resinous Beacon fast travel point. And then once you have gotten some of the green items, you can head up to the fast travel point here, and you can go to the synthesizer. Now, the synthesizer is going to allow you to upgrade to the next tier of items. So you can take the green items that you purchased and convert them to blue, which will then allow you to unlock your next inherent skill. Each character definitely has one of these that you are going to want to upgrade as soon as you can. Now, there is one more place that you can buy these ascension materials from. If you go to the weapon crafting area in Jinzhou, you can talk to Uncle Wei here, and you can see we have more of these wave-worn residues. Now, this shop will also only offer 20 of each, and this is going to cost you currency, which you should be able to get plenty of this in-game. But buying these items here rather than using your wave plates for them is a really nice boost. Now, being able to buy 20 of each of these here is really nice, and these should reset each week on the weekly reset. So each week after the reset, you should be able to pick up more of these incredibly important items without having to spend your wave plates. You can see just how big of an upgrade this is each time. Like, just going from level 1 to level 2 on this one increases our skill damage from 300% to 324%. Now, if you're curious about the different reset times, the weekly reset time for America is every Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can see the different conversions here. In Europe, it's going to be every Thursday at 4 a.m. You have all the different ones available here, and then you also have your daily resets. So in America, the daily reset is every day at 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So this should be able to give you a nice head start to your gameplay in Wuthering Waves to allow you to get your characters as strong as possible. So essentially, make sure to manage the proper allocation of your wave plates. We're going to be getting a free 5-star character, so don't go around wasting any of your pulls right now, and so you can select your free character. And just try not to waste too many resources on characters you're not going to end up using long term. But I do hope you all enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll see you all in the next one.